Hello again, students, and welcome back to Digital Tools. Uh, Final episode as we try to put together our final portfolio to submit in week 9. Let me begin by clarifying a couple things. I did revise a few things. We merged Dreamweaver into a couple weeks. Basically, it took me a while to get the videos together, but I tried to give you some grace and basically get rid of the InDesign project. So we're doing the Dreamweaver, and I've seen the files come in. For the most part, they look pretty solid for a first shot at HTML and CSS, so good job. What I want to do is I want to reiterate that now 60% of your final grades going to come from your final portfolio. We will not have a written exam. No written examination that's proctored or otherwise. I just think it was a little complicated to have questions regarding 7 or 8 different kinds of software without being confusing already in 9 weeks. So the mere fact that we covered 7 or so software applications is pretty demonstrative for something online. But let's move forward and just know 60%, so that's a lot of leverage for you to upgrade any past assignments. Let me know if you didn't receive comments. I put most comments in the grading shell, so and I attached them. If for some reason you didn't get those, I had one person call me already and said that for some reason those files didn't open up the attachments, but I can try to give you those comments, and if necessary we can even have a phone conversation while we're looking at the files, and I'll be glad to do that. Anyway, getting ready for this final, know that the final itself is where I will evaluate all of your resubmitted, revised weekly projects from week 2 through week 8. I assume that you will revise them. If you were content with an A minus or a C plus or a D or whatever, uh, if you resubmit and there's been no revision, I will actually lower that grade. I will reserve the prerogative to do that because part of the design process is that it's iterative. There are revisions made, you resubmit. It gets better, you resubmit. Revise for better, resubmit. This is part of design. This is an ART, a design course. It's not just a computer application course, but it's about the design process. So know that I look at that from a designer's point of view. If someone says make the type bolder and you decide not to, well, then you didn't really hearken to the creative direction from the instructor. So, unless you've offered some alternate solution to that, and I'm not aware of it. Anyway, I'm assuming everyone will want to revise. Some of the revisions are rather simple, so certainly should better your grade. All right, and there will also be a grade. You'll get 5% of your grade just simply putting together this portfolio as far as doing it in Acrobat. So I give you credit for learning Acrobat well enough to compile and compose a multi-page document of multiple PDFs. All right, so what we want to do first thing, look at the step-by-step instructions. I'm going to provide this video as well as step-by-step instructions. I don't know if you want to look at the video first, then look at the step-by-step, and then move forward, or however you want to move forward with it, but you will create a final collective folder. Now this folder isn't what you turn into me, but this folder is where you are collecting all of your past assignments that you have revised. I iterate again that you have revised these. You've upgraded them according to the critique and the evals and the comments that were made by your instructor. Then you're going to create a new folder. I put it on my desktop. You can put it on your thumb drive or whatever. You can have it on your hard drive. And it's called Johnson _ final _ folio. Yours will be, of course, your name _ final _ folio. And inside here, you will put all of your past assignments after you've saved them into PDF format. I've got one here that's an Excel format that I'm just going to show to demonstrate here in a moment. But all of these, this index is my web page. You can see it up here. Dreamweaver and Excel take a little bit of a special treatment to save it as a PDF. More about that in the instructions. Dreamweaver, you have to actually open up your Dreamweaver file in Acrobat. Okay, you can't go to Dreamweaver and say export as or save as, but you go to Acrobat Pro and you go to your Dreamweaver and say file open. If it won't let you, make sure that it's selected that says open all files, not just PDF files, all readable formats. And you should be able to see this HTML, and then boom, it'll actually save both pages, because you have a main and a second page. So that should work for you. The Excel spreadsheets, those have to be sized. I'll give a little demo maybe in a separate video. I gave pretty good instructions in your step-by-step instructions in the written format, so we'll look at that. And I want you to know all the rest are pretty much you go to Word, save as, PDF. You go to like your Illustrator file that was an EPS, or your, just open up in Illustrator, say export as PDF. And save them into this folder, okay? Your PowerPoint you can actually save as a PDF, and it will become a multi-page, a 10, 12-page, whatever PDF. That's fine. We've got a multi-page PDF inside here that we're going to pull in. So I'm going to show you now in Acrobat how to pull this all together. So I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to open up at my Acrobat. Yours should be similar, of course. By the way, this is not Acrobat Reader. Reader just reads PDF files. It's a free download. You paid for the Creative Suite or Creative Cloud. You have Acrobat Pro if you install that. If not, you'll need to find it or download a 30-day trial or whatever and make this happen. But I've opened up Acrobat. You can see in the top left-hand corner of my screen, my file is open. I'm going to say File. And I'm not going to say New, but I'm actually going to open one of my files. And what I want you to do is I want you to open your first one, your Microsoft Word page layout that you have saved already as a PDF. So File, Open, and in my folder called Your Name Final Folio, I'm going to find that Word file, and mine was called Sample Word. You can kind of see all of these different images. I pulled some of these from your assignments that you submitted to me, okay? But the sample word was a sample item. I'm going to just double click here or say File OK, and as you can see, I have now got this opened up in Acrobat. I'm going to move my folder there just a little bit out of the way, that other file. Alright, so let me zoom this out a little bit. So I've got a full, remember this was legal size. By the way, we can have all kinds of page orientations and sizes in one PDF document. Now I want to go to the Excel, okay? Now, if you're trying to do this along with me, make sure that you see the little second video that I provide for you about how to save in Excel. I try to give instructions in the written form. Hopefully that'll work, but I want to supplement with a video too to help you through that, because Excel by default is showing it as an 8.5 by 11, but you have charts and you have data tables that actually exceed that size. And if you just say insert the Excel page as a PDF, it's actually going to, it may take up 5 or 6 pages because it tiles it, it clips it and chops it into pieces. It doesn't look good. So I've already sized mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say File, and I want to have the Tools page show up. So in my version of Acrobat Pro, I go to File, View. Now look around on your version. You're really looking for the keywords View and Tools, and I'm looking for Pages. Okay? Let me zoom in so make sure you can see this well enough. File, Acrobat View, Tools, and Pages. Alright, and I will get this bar on the right. Yours may appear somewhere else, but you're basically getting this tab that says Pages. You can see I can rotate, I can extract, I can replace, crop, etc. I want to go to this area that says Insert. Insert from File, because I've already saved, and you should have already saved all of your files as PDF files before you get to this point. And I am now looking for the second project. I want these projects to be in order in your portfolio, okay? You can rearrange the order later if you want to, but it's simple to just do it on the fly as we're doing it. So, by the way, you've got worksheets in Excel. There were 2 sheets, Sheet 1 and Sheet 2. Make sure you save both of them. Don't just do one. There should be 2. And we'll watch that supplementary video about Excel saving as a PDF to catch that if it's a trouble for you. All right, I'm going to double click. Actually, I'm going to double click this one. And make sure you get a window up here that says, here's the file we're trying to insert, Sheet 1 from Excel, and I want to do it after the last page, okay? After the last page. We'll do this in sequence every time, so we'll just keep adding. So I say OK, and as you can see, let me zoom out. If I scroll down, I've got that Excel page, right? Beautiful. I sized it, by the way, legal size, made it landscape. Okay, I had to do that in Excel, otherwise it would crop it off and put it vertical in an 8.5 by 11, and that was kind of a disaster. Let me do that again now. I'm going to go to Insert File. Now I'm going to go over to the Excel Sheet 2. By the way, this is one of our students. Thought it was nicely done. I'm going to do After, Last, okay. And I'm zooming back out, and as I scroll down, you see I've got the third page. So now I've got the week 2 and week 3 assignments formatted beautifully. So what came after Excel? I believe it was PowerPoint. I took one of the students' PowerPoints, Jonathan Sherritt's, and thought it was very nicely done, so I'm going to insert that. By the way, in PowerPoint, I went to File, Open, PowerPoint, and I did a Save As, and I saved it as a PDF, and it was already a multi-page file. So I'm going to insert this one. It's rather large, but here I am again, going to File, Insert Pages. Let me zoom in so you can see. And I'm going to select the PowerPoint. Okay, it was a story, a multi-page. I can't remember, it was 10, 11, 12 pages, whatever. It's a PowerPoint, Milton Glaser. Okay, I'm going to double click or say OK. I'm going to put it after. Now this is going to make my document rather large, right? Because that was a multi-page, but you'll see the PowerPoint come into play right here. There it goes. The entire PowerPoint is a PDF. Okay, beautiful. This is the way I expect it to be organized. Do it in the order, the weekly order that we did it. Now when I insert the next one, what was after PowerPoint? We started the Adobe products. So the first one was, can't believe, did we do Illustrator, the logos? I think we did. So let's go with the logos. I selected a couple of logos. Those were 2 separate EPS files, but if you went to Photoshop, save as a Photoshop PDF. You may have to flatten it. You may have to do something, but just save it as a PDF. That was an Illustrator file. Excuse me, EPS. You still have to export it. In Adobe Illustrator, you have to say File, Export as PDF. Okay, and then it'll work. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to do it again. Insert from File. I'm finding the logo 1. Select. After. Okay. Insert File. I'm going to find the second logo. Select. After last page. Okay. Fine. Let's see if those inserted okay. They're all different sizes. They're smaller, I believe, than the, yeah, slightly smaller. That's fine. Looking good so far. Okay. And then after that was the postcard. So I've got David Mataloni's postcard here for that one. And let's see, we go to Insert from File, the postcard project, after. Let's scroll down and make sure it inserted fine. It did, okay. It's down at the very bottom. Those were actually fun. I can't wait to share those with everyone. So that was David in kind of a hurricane. And he quotes Bob Dylan, "The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind." That's funny. All right, and then finally was the website that you did just last week, and I'm just about to get to the point where I can give you feedback on those. And you can see in my folder, when I saved it as a PDF, it just called it index. It'll probably do the same for you, but it made it a 2-page site with linkable, or your links are still working. So let's do that. Let's go to Insert from File. I'm going to Index PDF. You can see it was a 2-page, both first and second page. Double click or say OK. After, OK. And let's see what happens. Sure enough, it's got my website with my images. Everything as it should be. Let me zoom back out, and it's kind of nice. And this is what you'll submit to me as your final portfolio. Here again, it is your revised version of each of the weekly assignments, okay? All right, well, good luck to you, and the second supplementary video will be a little bit more about how to page setup in Excel.